Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy. Guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a listening masterclass. I am going to give you each and everything you need to score a perfect 90 in listening. Everything which I did in my recent test and all the tests I've taken so far where I've got 90, I am going to share everything in this video. So what we'll be doing is we'll be first of all looking at the different question types which contribute towards your listening module. Then we'll have a look at tips and strategies plus do's and don'ts for each question type. And at the end, I'm going to give you a plan and I'm going to tell you how you can see if you're doing your listening the right way or not. So let's get started. Now, before we move on, just a quick update. We have recently updated our website and the scoring is as close as to what happens in the actual test. If you want to practice any question type, take any section or full mock test, you just need to go on languageacademy.com.au. The scoring is accurate and you'll get a clear idea of what you need to work on and how you have to improve your mistakes. Everything is powered by AI, artificial intelligence, and your preparation will be easy. You can also download the LAPT exam practice app. Now let's continue with the video. Listening module. Listening module itself has got 8 different question types, but there are 12 question types which contribute or award you points towards the listening module. 8 question types from the listening module and 4 from the speaking module. Repeat sentence from speaking, read a lecture from speaking, answer short questions from speaking, and summarize group discussion from speaking. These 4 question types are going to give you a lot of points towards your listening module. And then 8 question types from the listening module. Remember this thing, majority of your points, more than 50% of your points in the listening are from the speaking module. Therefore, you need to make sure your listening and speaking both are top notch. You focus equally on speaking as well as on listening so that you can achieve your desired scores. Many times what we see is a student who misses out in the listening module will just focus on the listening module, but speaking is extremely important, even more important than the listening module itself. All right, so repeat sentence, read a lecture, summarize group discussion, answer short questions, 4 question types from speaking, which will provide you or give you or award you points in the listening module. This is the score distribution, how much each question type will contribute in the listening module. The total here sums up to 80. Why the total is 80 if your module is out of 90? Remember, in PT, the lowest score you can get is 10. Let's say if you go for the test and you do not attempt anything, you will not get 0 for it, you will get 10. So basically each module is just out of 80 points. That's why the total of this score distribution is 80. Now let's have a look at few of the tips and strategies which I did in my test and which I want you to do in your test as well. Repeat sentence, the second question of the speaking module, but will award you a lot of points in listening. In here, in order to maximize your points in listening, you have to at least repeat 70 to 80% of the sentence. You'll get an audio with the sentence and then you'll have to repeat that sentence back. For example, the sentence is he is going to London tomorrow with his friends, and you just repeat he is going to London. You have missed more than 50% of it, right? Almost 50% of it. You are going to lose a lot of points in listening. From repeat sentence, in order to maximize your points in listening, you have to at least repeat 70 to 80% of the sentence clearly and confidently. What you need to do in repeat sentence, always understand the meaning of the sentence. Try to visualize, understand what they're trying to say. Whatever you remember, speak it clearly and confidently, you'll be fine. Practice 25 repeat sentences every day. In case you do not have enough content, just speak whatever you remember, but do not keep quiet. For example, you remember or you have this in your mind, he is going to London with his friends tomorrow, and you only remember he's going to London. You just say he's going to London and he'll be very happy. Now you made up something by yourself. That's not going to help you a lot in content, but at least will help you keep up your fluency. So maximize your content. In case you don't have enough content, just focus on your fluency and your pronunciation. Next is Retell lecture, an important question type, and there have been a lot of changes recently in Retell lecture. In Retell lecture and summarize group discussion, there will be human interference. Means you cannot just use a fixed template. Earlier, what students used to do is, even we used to tell the students that if the lecture is going on, just take down keywords, add the keywords in a template, and you'll get the scores. But that is not the case anymore. You need to make sure your answer or your response makes some sense and is relevant to the audio which was presented to you. To get full points from Retell lecture in your listening, first thing, speak around 35 seconds. Next, make sure you have 5 to 6 main ideas or sentences or phrases from the lecture in your response. Provide an introduction and provide a conclusion. If you provide an introduction, speak 5 to 6 main ideas or statements or phrases, and then provide a conclusion, you will definitely get full points in Retell lecture. And please make sure you at least speak around 35 seconds. Even if you have less content, you repeat the same thing in different words, but it's important you go around 35 seconds. Next is answer short questions. Not really important. I don't really want you to focus a lot on these ones. Just a few days before your test, you can cover the prediction file or the monthly predictions which are available on Language Academy. That will be more than enough. Even if you go wrong over here, you can still get your desired scores. You'll get 5 to 6 answer short questions. With me, this happens every time. 3 to 4 are easy. You'll be able to answer those. 1, 2, or 3 will be difficult. You're not really sure. Do not keep quiet. Do not say, I don't know. Just repeat the question or just repeat the important keywords from the questions. You'll be fine. Do not spend a lot of time practicing these ones. These ones are not going to give you a lot of points in listening. Next is summarize group discussion. New question type. I call this a longer version of Retell lecture. While the audio is going on, the audio will go on around 3 minutes. While the audio is going on, you have to take down notes. Once the audio stops, you'll have 10 seconds, after which you'll be given 2 minutes to give your response. How do you get full points from summarize group discussion to your listening module? For this, you have to make sure you at least speak around 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes, very important. Then always provide an introduction, a conclusion, and 2 to 3 points by each speaker. So what you need to do is you start, for example, the lecture was about Australia, right? The discussion here was about Australia, or the discussion here mainly talked about Australia, or Australia was the main topic of the discussion. Firstly, the first speaker mentioned one point about Australia. Furthermore, he added another point about Australia, then one more point about Australia. You have to attach that or link that with the first speaker. Then 2 to 3 points by second speaker, 2 to 3 points by third speaker, and then a conclusion. In here, to get full points in your listening from summarized group discussion, 90 seconds, 2 to 3 points by each speaker. And then it's not mandatory that, yes, if you're saying first speaker mentioned this, second speaker mentioned this, that has to be actually spoken or said or referenced by the second speaker. Let's say if something was said by the third speaker and by mistake you said, or you in your response said that this was said by the second or the first speaker, no one's going to check it. But yes, there should be 2 to 3 points each for each speaker, so that you have that length that you can go up to 90 seconds, and then you provide a conclusion. If you have less content, you repeat the same in different words, no issues at all. Let's say they mention that Queensland is the biggest state in Australia. You only have this. How do you speak this in two different ways? Firstly, the first speaker mentioned that there are many states which have a very large size in Australia as compared to the other states. He focused that Queensland has the largest land area, whereas the other states are smaller as compared to Queensland. What I'm doing, I'm just stretching the idea so that I can cover up that time limit. That is what you want to do in order to maximize your scores in your speaking and your listening as well. 90 seconds, 3 points per speaker, introduction, conclusion, you will be fine. So this was summarized group discussion, extremely important for your listening, will award you a lot of points in listening. Next is the listening module. Now in listening module, you'll have 8 different question types, out of which 4 are important, 4 are not important. You have to only focus on 4 question types. And listening, you have limited time. It's very important, very crucial you manage your time properly. First question, listening itself is divided into 2 parts. Part A is where you'll get 10 minutes for one summarized spoken text. After this, you'll have around 11 to 14 questions and 13 to 19 minutes. You'll have limited time. Trust me, you'll have limited time. So it's very important. You have to make sure that you manage your time properly. Summarized spoken text, you'll get 1 question. This is extremely important. This will award you points in listening and writing. In order to get full points from summarized spoken text in your listening as well as in your writing, stop just relying on the template. Do not use templates where you have to just randomly add keywords, even if they're making sense or not. Summarize spoken text, to get full points, you have to write around 65 words. You have to frame sentences If not long sentences, sentences with short phrases. Provide an introduction, a conclusion, and 2 to 3 sentences in the body. So you provide introduction. Let's say the lecture was about global warming. Firstly, he mentioned a statement, or if you're writing small phrases, you can link two phrases, but they should make some sense. Furthermore, it was mentioned. Moreover, he highlighted to conclude one statement. There should be 4 to 5 sentences altogether. If you want, you can make up to 6 as well, but you cannot write more than 70 words. This is for PT Academic. Around 65 words. You have to make sure that your response actually makes some sense, is understandable, and is not something which is all over the place, is not making sense. There was a time when students used to write anything they wish to, any random template with few keywords, they used to get the scores, but not anymore. Your response, your answer should make some sense. So it's very important, while the audio is going on, you understand the lecture, take down notes, and then type in your answer. And also make sure you spend 1 to 2 minutes to proofread any spelling or grammar mistakes. Very, very important. It is crucial. You'll get 10 minutes for one summarized spoken text with no rollover time. No rollover time means, let's say if you finish this within 7 minutes, your 3 minutes will not be carried forward to the next section or next question. So it's always advisable you use 10 minutes. The 10 minutes include the audio time as well. So 1.5 minute will be the audio. So you basically have 8.5 minutes. Take 5 minutes to type your answer, 2 to 3 minutes to proofread, you will be fine. So around 65 words, 4, 5, 6 sentences, introduction, 2 to 3 sentences in the body, and then a conclusion, and you will be 100% fine. Make sure spellings are perfect and you are adding or including the main ideas. Next is part 2 of the listening module. You'll have 11 to 14 questions and 13 to 19 minutes. Very important you manage your time. Now in listening, there's one thing. You cannot move on to the next question until the audio of the question is finished. So you have to always listen to the audio. You cannot just skip that. Second question is MCQ multiple answer. Not really important. I want you to just spend around 10 seconds after the audio. It will be even better if you can figure out the answer while the audio is going on. But after the audio, do not spend more than 10 seconds. If sure, you can select 2 options. Otherwise, if you're not sure, you're just sure about one option, select one, because there's negative marking. Not an important question. I don't really want you to practice a lot of these. Next is listening fill in the blanks. All right. Listening fill in the blanks used to be super important because it used to contribute points in listening and writing, but now it only gives you points in the listening module. But still, I'll consider this as important. You'll get 2 to 3. While the audio is going on, keep your eyes on the screen, take the notes, as few words will be missing in the transcript but will be spoken in the audio. So while the audio is going on, keep on taking notes. Once the audio is done, look at your notes, type in your answers. Make sure you proofread for spelling mistakes. If even there's a minor spelling error, you will get 0 for that particular blank. So it's very important you proofread. If something was singular, it has to be singular in your response as well. If something is after a full stop, that has to start with a capital alphabet. Very, very important. If you take care of spelling mistakes, if you take care of capitalization, you will be fine, but you have to be super quick. After the audio finishes, just 50 seconds per question, quickly type in your answer, proofread, and you will be completely fine. Next 3 questions are highlight correct summary, select missing word, and MCQ single answer. These are not really important, but when I say not really important, it doesn't mean that you have to just ignore these. You have to give your best, but they're not worth your time. You cannot spend more than 10-15 seconds on MCQ single and select missing words, and around 30 to 40 seconds on highlight correct summary. I really want you to make sure you keep an eye on the timer, because the last 2 questions of the listening module are extremely important. Okay, so MCQ single answer, you listen to the audio, read the question on your screen. There will be 4 options. Understand the audio and try to select the option which is correct as per the information in the audio. Same thing for select missing word. Try to figure out the answer while the audio is going on, and highlight correct summary. The options will be a bit longer. In this, you can take some time. I'm not explaining these ones in detail because I don't really want you to focus a lot on these ones. But if you actually want to get in-depth knowledge about these questions as well, there are a number of videos I have released earlier, listening masterclass. You can go and watch those as well. Now, the 7th question of the listening module is highlight incorrect words. Extremely important. You'll have a passage on your screen. An audio for the passage will be played as well. Few words in the passage will be different as compared to the audio. This is extremely important. Why? Because this will give you a lot of points in listening and reading as well. But there's negative marking. What you need to do over here, move your cursor along the speaker. And as soon as you listen to something else and you read something else, highlight it and move on. If you're confused about something, don't stop, move on. First of all, make sure you select or highlight all the words you are sure about, that yes, something else was there in the audio and something else is on the screen, and then whatever you're confused about, come to that part later. But if you are not sure, do not select it, there's negative marking. You'll have 2 to 3 of these. After the audio, you don't have much to do, but yes, you have to practice these ones a lot, because in the exam, audios can be tricky, they can be fast, the accent can be difficult, there can be a lot of background noise as well. So you have to make sure you practice as many as of these, and try to practice on a faster speed. When you practice on Language Academy, you can switch your speed from 1 to 1.2 or 1.5 times, so that you expose yourself to difficult scenarios, and if something is difficult in the test, you are able to face that, cop up with it as well. So highlight incorrect words, only select the ones you're sure about, move your cursor along with the speaker. Try to read it a bit loud as well, because when you speak something else and listen to something else, you will figure it out. You'll come to know that yes, something else was spoken by the speaker and I have heard something else. So that is one thing which I need to highlight. Do this way, practice 5 to 10 of these every day and you'll be fine. Now the last question of the test, Write from Dictation. This used to be the most important question. This is still important. The weightage or the score contribution has gone down a bit, but this still remains relevant. This is going to give you a lot of points in listening and writing. What happens here, you'll get an audio with a sentence. Let's say the sentence or the audio says, I am going to London. You have to type it back and you get 1 point for each correct word you write. There's no negative marking, 0 for each incorrect word you write. So you have to listen to the audio, take down notes, and then type back your answers. What you need to do is, when the audio is going on, audio can be fast. So try not to write each and every word, try to write the initials. It will take some time for you to get used to writing initials, but once you get used to it, this is the best technique. I use it till date, right? For example, the sentence is I am going to London. Just write IAGTL. Keep on repeating the sentence in your mind. Once the audio stops, write down the full sentence or full words along with the initials, then type back your answer. Make sure first word alphabet is capitalized. At the end, you put a full stop. If there's any proper noun such as name of a person, place, organization, book, you capitalize that as well, and you will be completely fine. Now, one trick which I want you to use in Write from Dictation. Remember, the marking says that you get 1 point for each correct word and 0 for each incorrect word. There's no negative marking. There's one trick that you can add extra words wherever you're doubtful about articles, spellings, singular, plural, or capitalization as well. I added a lot of extra words in my recent test where I've got 90, because I just took the test to experiment each and everything. What all tips we are giving out to our students, I just wanted to make sure that those are actually working. And I got 90 means you can still add extra words. What do I mean by extra words? For example, the sentence is I am going to London. I'm not really sure if it was I am or I are, right? So what I'll do is I'll write I am space R. I'm not really sure if it was go or going. I'll write going, go, to, and let's say I'm not really sure about if London will be capital or small. I'll write L small London and L capital London. Whichever words have written correct, I'll get 1 point for that. Incorrect words, I'll get 0. So even if I've added extra words, I'm still getting full points. But one thing you have to consider, you have to only spend 50 seconds per write from dictation. It's not that you're just adding extra words, playing around with the words, and then your time's up. Your time finishes, right? You'll get 3 to 4 write from dictations, 50 seconds maximum, including the audio time to type your answer, to proofread, and to add extra words. So you have to be super quick. Add extra words wherever you're actually doubtful, but don't just keep on playing around with it. Do not stop until you finish your test. 3, you can get 3 write from dictations, or you can get 4 as well. Don't just assume that you'll get 3. Many a time students just sit on the third one, waiting for the time to finish. And then they realize they have got one more question left. Until and unless you have not clicked on end exam, do not sit. You have to be on your toes and you have to give your best. And once you're done with your write from dictation, your listening module will finish, which is the last module of your test. And after this, you'll go home, relax, you'll get your scorecard. And if you have followed what I've told you, 100% you're going to get your desired scores. So this was listening masterclass. I'll summarize the video again. Listening, majority of the points are from speaking. So in order to get full points in listening, you have to make sure you focus on speaking as well. Speaking, you have to focus on repeat sentence, retell lecture, summarize group discussion. Repeat sentence, you have to maximize your content. 70 to 80% is fine. If you don't have 100%, that's fine. You don't need 100%, you just need 70 to 80%. I repeat 70 to 80% every time because it's not possible to repeat everything every time. Read a lecture and summarize group discussion. You have to speak relevant content, minimize the template, maximize the relevant content. Read a lecture around 35 seconds, summarize group discussion around 90 seconds at least. All right. Provide an introduction, the body, and the conclusion as well. Even if your information in both of these question types is not 100% accurate, no issues. You have to be relevant. That's all. Next is answer short question. You don't really need to stress about it. Listening itself has got 8 questions. 4 are important: summarize spoken text, listening, fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. MCQ multiple, MCQ single, highlight correct summary, and select missing words are not really important. You have to focus on the important ones, but you have to give your best on the not important ones as well. Time is limited. Summarize spoken text, write around 65 words, use complete 10 minutes, proofread spelling and grammar mistakes, provide an introduction, provide the body, and provide a conclusion as well. Then overall time will start for the listening module. You'll have 11 to 14 questions depending on your exam pattern. Do not spend more than 10 seconds on MCQ after the audio. Do not spend more than 10 seconds on MCQ multiple, MCQ single, and select missing words, and 30-40 seconds on highlight correct summary. Listening, fill in the blanks, take care of your spellings, highlight incorrect words, there's negative marking. So if there's any word you're not sure about, do not select it. And write from dictation, be quick, but this is super important. Wherever you're doubtful, you add extra words and move on. That's all you have to do. Manage your time, focus on the important question types. Don't spend a lot of time on the not important question types, and you'll be fine. What you have to practice every day: 20 repeat sentences, 3 retell lecture, 3 summarize group discussion, 1 to 2 summarize spoken text, 5 to 10 listening, fill in the blanks, 5 to 10 highlight incorrect words, and around 20 write from dictations. A week before your test, you can practice 5 MCQ single, 5 MCQ multiple, 5 highlight correct summary, 5 select missing words, and 5 to 10 answer short questions as well, just to get an idea of what these questions look like, right? And what you have to do along with this, you have to take the extensive listening mock test, which is available on languageacademy.com.au. In that, you'll not just have questions from listening, but from speaking as well, questions which contribute towards your listening. That will give you a better idea of how much scores you're actually going to get in the listening module in the test. So you can take one free extensive mock test for which you'll get scorecard, feedback, tutor analysis, and in-depth analysis of where you have gone wrong, what you need to work on, and how you have to improve the same. Everything is pretty similar to how it works in the actual PT test, and the scoring is pretty accurate as well. So you just need to go register, practice as many questions, take the sectional, extensive, and the full mock test, and secure your points, your desired scores in the PT test. That's it from this video. I hope the video was helpful. If it was, do like, share, and subscribe. It's a request. If you watch the videos, if you find the videos helpful, consider subscribing. That helps the channel to grow, and that helps the videos to reach the right audience. If you need any help, we do provide online and on-campus classes. We have got 13 to 14 sessions running in a day according to different time zones. You need any help, just send us a message, give us a call. We will give 100% to help you out and to help you get your desired scores, like we have helped more than 50,000 students till date. That's it. If you ever get your desired scores watching my videos, do let me know. That is something which will keep me going on. That is something I work for and will motivate me to push more content, provide you guys with as much as information as I can, so that you don't have to waste your time and money, and you get your desired scores and you get PT out of the way. Now what you need to do, you need to like, share, and subscribe, and go on languageacademy.com.au, register and start practicing. If you have got a mobile phone, if you want to practice on your phone, you just download the LAPT exam practice app. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.